Many years ago, while I was working at a company, I regularly crossed paths with someone. We didn't work in the same department. We weren't close. But every morning, around the same time, whenever I went to the coffee room, our paths would cross. It wasn't random. It became familiar. Day after day, morning after morning, we would see each other in passing. Then one morning out of nowhere, she asked me a question. She said, "Are you married?" I said, "Yes." Then she paused and asked something deeper. "How do you do it?" I asked, "Do what?" She said, "How do you commit your life to someone?" She explained it to me. You spend your whole life making your own decisions, paying your own bills, being in control. How do you suddenly trust someone else with your future? She told me she was engaged, but afraid. Afraid of losing control. Afraid of uncertainty. Afraid of relying on someone else. And I looked at her and said something simple, but honest. I said, marriage is whatever you make it, just like life. If you go into something already convinced it won't work, you'll find every reason to prove yourself right. But if you go in committed, willing to give it your best, you take ownership of the outcome. I told her this: you are the architect of your life, no one else. The same way you design your future, the same way you shape your decisions, the same way you choose how you respond to fear, that is how your life turns out. Fear will always be there. Uncertainty will always exist. There will always be reasons to hesitate. But the question isn't whether things will be hard. The question is this: are you willing to commit to the life you want, even when you're scared? Because commitment isn't about guarantees. It's about intention. And whatever you choose, you have to be willing to live with the results. That is true for relationships. That is true for careers. And that is true for life. You are not powerless. You are not trapped. You are building something, whether you realize it or not. And every decision you make is another brick in the structure of your future. So choose carefully, because in the end, you are the architect. And no matter where you are in your journey, no matter how uncertain things feel, and no matter how many questions you're carrying, never forget this: you are somebody.